Did you know that some of the most talented young black stars in Hollywood are openly gay? And they're not just surviving, they're thriving? For decades, being black and gay in the entertainment industry meant staying silent, hiding your truth, or risking your career. But today, a new generation of brave young actors is stepping into the spotlight, living out loud, and changing the game with their honesty, talent, and unshakable pride. These are the faces that are redefining masculinity, love, and identity in front of the camera while breaking barriers behind the scenes. They're not just playing roles, they're telling real stories, fighting stereotypes, and becoming the role models they never had growing up. In this video, we're honoring 50 of the youngest black gay actors who are making history, one performance at a time. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and most importantly, you'll be inspired. So stay with us till the end, because these voices, they deserve to be heard. Tienne Richards. Tienne Richards is one of the most exciting rising stars in Hollywood, a talented black actor who's not only making waves on screen, but also proudly representing the LGBTQ+ community. Born in the early 1990s and raised in the South, Tienne didn't grow up with many examples of queer black men on TV. That's exactly why he's determined to be the change, both with his talent and his truth. Tienne is best known for his groundbreaking lead role in Tom Swift, the 2022 sci-fi spin-off of Nancy Drew. While the series was short-lived, it made history. Tienne played one of the first openly gay black male leads in a network primetime drama. His character, Tom Swift, wasn't just brilliant and charming, he was also confidently queer, stylish, and unapologetically himself. And that's what made Tienne's performance so powerful. In interviews, Tienne has openly talked about how personal this role was for him. As a queer black man in real life, he wanted to reflect a version of himself on screen that felt real, not tragic, not sidelined, but central and celebrated. That authenticity resonated with fans who had never seen someone like them portrayed as the main character. Before Tom Swift, Tienne appeared in shows like Burden, Being Mary Jane, and Dumplin', but it's clear that he's just getting started. His talent, combined with his courage to live openly, has positioned him as a voice for the next generation of queer black actors. In a world still catching up with diversity and inclusion, Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is not just an actress, she's a force of nature. A proud black transgender woman, model, actress, producer, and activist, Jerry is changing the face of Hollywood and the fashion industry with every move she makes. And she's doing it boldly, beautifully, and unapologetically. Born and raised in New Jersey, Jerry knew early on that she was different and powerful. As a plus-sized black trans woman, she didn't fit any traditional molds. But instead of shrinking herself, she expanded the space for others like her. Her career took off when she starred in and co-produced Port Authority, a critically acclaimed indie film that premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. In the movie, Jerry played a trans woman in a relationship with a cis man, a love story rarely told with honesty and tenderness. But Jerry didn't stop there. She became a history maker in 2020 when she became one of the first black trans women to be featured in a major Calvin Klein Pride campaign, standing tall and proud on a billboard in the middle of Times Square. That image sent a message around the world. Trans women are beautiful, powerful, and here to stay. Off camera, Jerry is an outspoken activist for LGBTQ+ rights, particularly trans rights and representation in media. She uses her voice to uplift her community, calling out discrimination and pushing for inclusion in every space she enters. Roil Levi King. Roil Ivy King is a rising name you need to know. With magnetic screen presence and bold representation, Roil is part of a new generation of black LGBTQ+ actors who aren't waiting for change, they're leading it. Best known for playing Nathaniel Hardin on the CW's hit series All-American Homecoming, Roil has captured hearts with their raw talent, vulnerability, and fearless authenticity. What sets Roil apart? It's more than acting. They're a trailblazer, a gender non-conforming actor who brings both queerness and black excellence to center stage. On All-American Homecoming, Roil's character Nathaniel is confident, witty, and complex, a fashion-forward, non-binary student navigating college life and identity with power and grace. It's one of the rare times we see a non-binary black character on mainstream television, and it's done right. Off-screen, Roil Ivy King identifies as queer and gender fluid. In interviews, they've spoken openly about the importance of visibility and the emotional weight of playing a character who mirrors their own experiences. For them, it's not just acting, it's healing. It's a way to show young queer black kids that their identity isn't just valid, it's beautiful. What's especially powerful about Roil is how they use their voice. From red carpets to Instagram captions, they speak truth to power. They challenge norms in fashion, beauty, and entertainment.
4. Justice Smith. Meet Justice Smith, an actor who's not afraid to be bold, authentic, and real. From his breakout role in Paper Towns to leading performances in Detective Pikachu and Netflix's The Get Down, Justice has proven time and again that he's got range, heart, and talent beyond his years. But his story goes deeper than Hollywood red carpets and flashing lights. Justice Smith is openly gay and proud. In an industry where many still hide their truth, Justice stands tall, using his voice to speak about identity, self-acceptance, and love. And for so many young black LGBTQ+ people watching, he's more than just an actor. He's representation. Whether he's lighting up the screen with raw emotion or standing up for what's right in real life, Justice Smith reminds us that authenticity is strength, and that being yourself is the most powerful role you'll ever play. So next time you watch him perform, remember, you're not just watching a star, you're witnessing a movement. 5. Jeremy Pope. Jeremy Pope is the definition of multi-talented. Actor, singer, Broadway powerhouse, and proudly openly gay. At just 31, he's already made history, shattered stereotypes, and inspired a new wave of queer black artists to walk boldly in their truth. Jeremy first rose to national attention in 2018 when he made Broadway history by earning 2 Tony nominations in the same year, one for the play Choir Boy and another for the musical Ain't Too Proud. No black actor had ever achieved that before, and he did it with the kind of presence and power that made the industry stop and pay attention. But Jeremy wasn't finished. In 2020, he starred in Ryan Murphy's Netflix series Hollywood, playing a fictionalized version of a gay black screenwriter in 1940s Tinseltown. The role was bold, romantic, and revolutionary, giving viewers a reimagined world where black queer dreams weren't silenced, but celebrated. It was deeply personal, too. Jeremy brought his own experiences into the role, delivering raw emotion and undeniable truth. His performance earned him a Golden Globe nomination, and his stardom only grew. In 2022, Jeremy took on a challenging role in The Inspection, playing a young gay black man who enlists in the Marines while dealing with rejection from his religious mother. That role earned him universal praise, not just for his acting, but for his vulnerability. What sets Jeremy Pope apart is his commitment to authenticity. He's never shied away from who he is, and he uses his platform to speak about race, sexuality, and mental health. 6. Lil Nas X. When Lil Nas X burst onto the scene with Old Town Road in 2019, the world saw a viral hit. What they didn't expect was a young black gay artist who would flip the music industry and pop culture on its head. Born Montero Lamar Hill in Georgia, Lil Nas X started out just like many young dreamers, writing songs in his bedroom, making memes, and uploading content online. But when Old Town Road exploded on TikTok and eventually topped the Billboard Hot 100 for a record-breaking 19 weeks, everything changed. He was suddenly a household name, and he wasn't even 21 yet. But his real power came after the fame. In 2019, during Pride Month, Lil Nas X came out as gay, becoming the first openly gay black male artist to top the charts. In a genre where masculinity and queerness often clash, this was revolutionary. The backlash was real, but he stood his ground. And then came Montero, Call Me By Your Name, the music video that broke the internet. From dancing on a stripper pole to giving the devil a lap dance, Lil Nas X wasn't just coming out, he was kicking the door down. The video was bold, unapologetic, and symbolic. A queer black artist reclaiming power, sexuality, and space in a world that tried to erase him. Today, Lil Nas X is more than a pop star. He's a symbol of freedom. He uses his platform to push boundaries, challenge homophobia, and celebrate black queerness, all while serving hit after hit and iconic fashion moments. He's not asking for permission, he's forcing the culture to evolve. Lil Nas X isn't just making music, he's making history, and he's doing it loud, proud, and with glitter on. 7. Miles Truitt. Miles Truitt is one of those actors who doesn't need to shout to be heard. With quiet intensity, raw talent, and a growing resume, he's quickly becoming a standout in young black Hollywood. And he's also part of the new wave of black LGBTQ+ actors bringing depth and diversity to the screen. Born in 2002 in Atlanta, Miles began acting at a young age and made his big breakthrough playing the younger version of Ronnie DeVoe in BET's The New Edition story. He impressed audiences and critics alike with his emotional maturity and screen presence, rare for someone still in his teens. But it was his role as Eli in Kin, 2018, that showed the world just how powerful he could be. In that sci-fi thriller, Miles played a troubled but courageous teen navigating a dangerous world with futuristic technology, a performance layered with emotion and nuance. Later, he landed a recurring role on Black Lightning and eventually joined the cast of HBO's Euphoria and the hit Starz series BMF. He brought a level of depth and vulnerability that made audiences take notice, especially young queer fans who saw reflections of their own struggles and resilience. Though Miles doesn't speak publicly about labels or identity often, he has supported LGBTQ+ representation and worked in projects that tackle complex themes around masculinity, love, and identity. In a world where black male actors are often boxed in, Miles is gently pushing the boundaries, showing that strength can be soft and vulnerability is a form of power. 8. Brandon Black. Brandon Black might not be a household name, yet, but if you've seen him on screen, you won't forget him. With charm, natural charisma, and undeniable screen presence, Brandon is one of the rising black gay actors redefining what it means to be bold, visible, and versatile in Hollywood. Born and raised in Los Angeles, Brandon spent years hustling in the acting world, taking on guest roles in shows like Dear White People and 13 Reasons Why. But his breakout moment came in 2022, when he starred in Tyler Perry's Netflix comedy A Medea Homecoming. In the film, Brandon played Tim, a gay college student coming out to his conservative family, a storyline rarely seen in mainstream black comedies, especially from someone like Perry. But Brandon didn't just play the role, he lived it. Like his character, Brandon is openly gay in real life, and he brought a quiet honesty and vulnerability to the role that resonated deeply with viewers. In interviews, he shared that working on Medea felt like a full-circle moment, both empowering and healing. What makes Brandon special isn't just his talent, but his courage to be real. In a time when many actors still fear being typecast for living authentically, Brandon is doing the opposite. He's letting his truth be his superpower. He speaks openly about the pressures of being a black gay actor in Hollywood and how he hopes to inspire others just by being visible. With his comedic timing, dramatic chops, and refreshing openness, Brandon Black is one to watch. He's part of a generation that's not just breaking into Hollywood, they're breaking down walls while they do it. 9. Alex R Hibbert. Alex R Hibbert might be young, but his impact is already deep and unforgettable. Born in 2004, this Florida-born actor made his stunning debut as Little in the Oscar-winning film Moonlight, a role that changed not just his life, but the direction of black queer cinema forever. In Moonlight, Alex portrayed a quiet, shy boy coming to terms with his identity in a tough Miami neighborhood. At just 12 years old, he carried a depth of emotion far beyond his years. That performance was so raw, so honest, that it still lingers in the hearts of millions. Alex didn't just play the role, he became it, giving the world a glimpse into the life of a young black boy exploring his queerness in silence. Since then, he's grown up in front of the camera. He went on to star as Kevin on Showtime's The Chi, a coming-of-age drama that touches on real issues facing black youth today. 10. Jabuki Young White. Jabuki Young White is the kind of star who doesn't follow rules, he rewrites them. Comedian, writer, actor, and Twitter legend, Jabuki represents a new generation of unapologetically queer Black creatives who use humor as both a weapon and a lifeline. Born in Chicago in 1994, Jabuki first gained fame not through TV or film, but the internet. His viral tweets were smart, hilarious, and deeply relatable, blending Black culture, queer identity, and Gen Z absurdity in ways no one else could. But behind the jokes was a sharp mind and a bold voice. He quickly moved from screen scrolls to screen roles, landing spots on The Daily Show as a correspondent, where he brought a fresh, fearless perspective to news, race, and sexuality. His comedy segments tackled everything from homophobia to police reform, all with a smirk and sharp punchlines. At just 24, he was changing how political commentary looked and sounded. As an actor and writer, Jabuki has worked on Netflix's Big Mouth, voiced Ethan Clade in Disney's Strange World, Disney's first openly gay lead character, and even wrote for American Vandal. Every project he touches brings that rare mix of comedy and purpose, and always a bit of rebellion. But Jabuki isn't just about laughs. He's open about his experiences as a Black gay man in media, the pressure to be the first, and the importance of creating space for others. He breaks stereotypes with every step, proving you can be goofy, gay, Black, brilliant, and still be a boss. Jabuki Young White isn't just funny, he's fearless, and he's making sure the next wave of queer Black kids know there's power in laughter, and even more in being yourself. 11. Isaiah Stannard. Isaiah Stannard isn't just a rising star, he's a trailblazer. Born in 2004, Isaiah is part of a new wave of young actors who are unapologetically living their truth on and off screen. Openly transgender, queer, and full of talent, Isaiah is helping Hollywood evolve one role at a time. He first gained attention in the hit NBC series Good Girls, where he played Ben, a transgender boy navigating identity, school, and family drama in the middle of a crime comedy. What made this performance so powerful wasn't just that Isaiah brought real-life experience to the role. It was how honest and nuanced his portrayal was. He wasn't a sidekick, a punchline, or a stereotype. He was real, raw, relatable. In an industry where queer and trans youth are often erased or misrepresented, Isaiah stands out as a bright, bold exception. And he's doing it all before the age of 21. That's power. Off-screen, Isaiah uses his voice to advocate for LGBTQ+ youth. He speaks out on representation, shares his journey with authenticity, and is always pushing for stories that reflect real lives. In interviews, he's spoken about the pressure of being one of the only visible trans teens in Hollywood, but also the pride that comes from knowing his work is helping other kids feel seen. Isaiah represents the future, a world where gender doesn't box you in, where queer and trans kids can grow up with heroes who look and live like them. With his soft-spoken charm, fearless honesty, and growing talent, he's becoming more than just an actor. He's a symbol of possibility. 12. Tyler DiChiara. Tyler DiChiara is one of the boldest and freshest young gay actors bringing real power and presence to the screen. With deep emotions, martial arts skills, and a quiet intensity, Tyler is redefining what it means to be a gay hero in modern Hollywood. Born in Staten Island, Tyler didn't take the easy path to success. He grew up struggling with identity and acceptance, not just in the outside world, but inside himself. Acting gave him purpose, and physical training gave him confidence. It wasn't long before his hard work paid off. His breakout role came in 2023 when he starred as Cullen Rowe in Gotham Knights on the CW. The show takes place in the gritty world of Batman, and Tyler played a strong but sensitive teen who refuses to back down in a broken city. What made his performance so powerful was how real it felt. He wasn't just pretending, he was pulling from lived experience. Tyler has openly talked about being gay and how hard it was to be different growing up. But instead of hiding, he's owning his truth and turning it into strength. He's become a voice for other young gay men who want to see themselves in stories of courage, resilience, and transformation. What's inspiring about Tyler is that he doesn't try to fit into Hollywood's old boxes. He's creating new ones. Action star, deep thinker, emotional warrior, all rolled into one. And every time he steps on screen, he shows the world that being gay isn't a weakness. It's part of his power. Tyler DiChiara is no side character. He's a new kind of leading man, and his journey is just getting started. 13. Sheldon D Brown. Sheldon D Brown is one of the freshest young black gay actors, bringing both charm and depth to Hollywood. With a natural charisma and a gift for comedy and drama, Sheldon is quickly carving out a space where his truth shines as brightly as his talent. Born and raised in Chicago, Sheldon found his passion for acting early. His natural ability to connect with audiences led him to roles in popular TV shows like Euphoria, where he played a compelling supporting character that highlighted his versatility. Sheldon's performances blend humor, sensitivity, and a strong sense of authenticity, qualities that resonate deeply with fans, especially young black gay viewers who see themselves reflected in his work. Sheldon is openly gay, and he uses that openness to break down barriers and challenge outdated Hollywood norms. In interviews, he speaks honestly about the challenges of being a black gay actor, from fighting stereotypes to finding roles that truly represent his community. But rather than letting these challenges hold him back, Sheldon turns them into fuel, pushing harder to create a path not just for himself, but for others. His ability to bring lightness and heart to every role makes Sheldon a unique and inspiring presence on screen. Marquise Vilson. Marquise Vilson is not just an actor, he's a movement. With his commanding presence, emotional depth, and fearless honesty, Marquise is one of the most inspiring black gay actors rising in Hollywood today. Every time he steps into a role, he brings more than talent. He brings truth. Born and raised in New York City, Marquise grew up facing tough realities, from identity struggles to social challenges. But instead of backing down, he transformed that pain into power. His journey led him to acting, where he found the space to tell stories that reflected the real world. Complex, diverse, and deeply human. Marquise made a strong impression with his appearances on hit shows like Law & Order, SVU, The Blacklist, and The L Word, Generation Q. What made him stand out wasn't just his delivery, it was the energy he brought. His characters often carry a mix of intensity and vulnerability, strength and softness, a combination rarely seen, especially from openly gay black male actors. Off-screen, Marquise is vocal about being gay and proud. He's a strong advocate for inclusion, especially in how LGBTQ+ characters are portrayed. He believes in telling stories that don't rely on stereotypes, stories that show gay black men as leaders, protectors, lovers, and layered individuals. What makes Marquise unforgettable is his balance of confidence and compassion. He doesn't perform for applause, he performs to spark change. In a world where being different can feel dangerous, Marquise is a reminder that living your truth is the most powerful thing you can do. Michaela Haye Rodriguez. Michaela Haye Rodriguez is a name that will go down in television history. As one of the most groundbreaking openly gay black actresses of our time, Michaela isn't just breaking barriers, she's building bridges for the next generation. Born in Newark, New Jersey, Michaela discovered her love for music and performance at a young age. But it wasn't until she landed the lead role of Blanca Evangelista on FX's Pose that the world truly saw what she was capable of. As Blanca, she played a fierce, loving house mother in 1980s New York, a woman who built a family out of strength, resilience, and heart. The role wasn't just powerful, it was life-changing. Her performance on Pose earned her historic recognition. In 2021, Michaela became the first openly gay black actress nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award in a lead acting category, and in 2022, she made history again by winning a Golden Globe, the first for a gay black woman in that category. But awards are just a small part of what Michaela represents. She's spoken openly about her journey as a gay woman in the industry, her challenges, and the pride she takes in her identity. She doesn't ask for permission to shine. She owns her space and uplifts others while doing it. Off-screen, she's an advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, representation, and mental health. Through her music, acting, and activism, Michaela continues to inspire millions with her grace, power, and authenticity. Michaela Haye Rodriguez is more than a star. She's a symbol of hope, pride, and possibility for anyone who's ever felt unseen. She isn't just making history, she is history in the making. 16. Ian Alexander. Ian Alexander is one of the youngest and most powerful gay voices rising in Hollywood today. With striking talent, emotional depth, and fearless authenticity, Ian is proving that being different isn't a weakness, it's a superpower. Born in 2001 and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah, Ian grew up in a world where being openly gay and Asian American meant standing out, sometimes in painful ways. But instead of hiding, Ian embraced the journey and found strength in storytelling. Acting became the outlet, and very quickly, that outlet became a career. He made his debut in Netflix's The OA, playing Buck, a character that mirrored his own identity. The role was groundbreaking, heartfelt, complex, and real. For thousands of young fans, especially queer youth of color, Ian's performance was the first time they saw someone like themselves portrayed with such depth and dignity. But Ian didn't stop there. In HBO's The Last of Us, Part 2 and its upcoming live-action adaptation, he plays Lev, a young warrior fighting for survival and identity in a broken world. Ian brings fire, heart, and raw truth to every scene, captivating audiences and proving that gay actors can lead, fight, and inspire. Off-screen, Ian is vocal about his experiences. He uses his platform to speak out for mental health, LGBTQ+ youth, and authentic representation. Alex Newell. When Alex Newell steps onto a stage or screen, something electric happens. With a voice that stops time and a presence that commands attention, Alex is one of the most powerful, openly gay black entertainers in Hollywood. Not just because of talent, but because of truth. Born in Massachusetts, Alex first caught the world's eye on the hit TV show Glee, where they played Wade Unique Adams, a bold, soulful performer who refused to hide who they were. For many LGBTQ+ teens watching at home, that character was a lifeline. And for Alex, it was just the beginning. Since Glee, Alex has taken the entertainment world by storm. They've starred in major Broadway productions like Once on This Island and most recently, made history by winning a Tony Award for Shucked, becoming the first openly gay black actor to win in their category. Their acceptance speech was powerful, unapologetic, and filled with pride. Alex is known for their powerful voice, effortlessly blending Broadway, gospel, and pop, but it's their message that resonates just as loudly. They've always been open about being gay and have spoken boldly about the importance of self-love, confidence, and smashing stereotypes. In an industry that often tries to fit people into narrow boxes, Alex refuses to shrink. Whether it's through music, acting, or simply being visible, Alex is creating space for others to be themselves, loud, proud, and unbothered. Their presence reminds us that being gay is not a limit, it's a light. 18. Ricky Thompson. Ricky Thompson is not just a comedian, actor, or influencer. He's a whole vibe. With his sharp humor, bold personality, and fearless authenticity, Ricky has become one of the most loved, openly gay black entertainers of his generation. Born in Raleigh, North Carolina, Ricky was never afraid to stand out. But growing up gay in the South wasn't easy. He was often bullied for being different, for the way he talked, walked, and expressed himself. But Ricky didn't let the world dim his light. Instead, he picked up his phone and turned his pain into power. His viral rants and hilarious monologues on Vine, and later Instagram, made him a sensation. With just a camera and his voice, Ricky built a platform of millions. People didn't just laugh at his content, they felt it. Behind every joke was truth, confidence, and the unapologetic energy of someone who finally learned to love himself out loud. Ricky's online success led to major opportunities in fashion, music videos, and acting, including a standout role in Issa Rae's HBO show Legendary. Off-screen, he's also become a major voice for self-love, gay pride, and breaking down toxic masculinity in the black community. What makes Ricky truly special? He never hides who he is. He celebrates it. Whether he's walking a runway, doing a voiceover, or hyping up his audience with period, Ricky is a daily reminder that being gay, black, and fabulous is not just valid, it's iconic. 19. Desmond Napoles. Desmond Napoles, also known as Desmond is Amazing, is one of the most fearless and groundbreaking young gay public figures the world has ever seen. Bursting into the spotlight before even becoming a teenager, Desmond has turned bold self-expression into a mission and a movement. Born in 2007 in New York City, Desmond grew up surrounded by creativity, fashion, and fierce individuality. From a young age, they showed a love for makeup, costumes, and performance. By age 8, Desmond had already walked in NYC Pride and was gaining attention across social media for their unapologetically fabulous style. What makes Desmond stand out is not just their talent, it's their courage. While most kids their age were figuring out what games to play, Desmond was already challenging social norms and speaking out for LGBTQ+ youth. As an openly gay kid, they've used their voice to stand for inclusion, acceptance, and freedom of expression. 20. Josiah Victoria Garcia. Josiah Victoria Garcia may not be a household name yet, but they are already making bold waves as one of the most courageous and inspiring young gay black actors emerging in the industry. With striking confidence and a heart full of purpose, Josiah is proving that the next generation of gay entertainers is here, and they're rewriting all the old rules. Originally from Texas, Josiah grew up in a world where being different could feel isolating. But instead of folding under pressure, Josiah leaned into authenticity. Their passion for performance, storytelling, and self-expression gave them strength, and eventually, a platform. Josiah gained national attention after being cast in the groundbreaking FX series Pose, a show known for its inclusive cast and powerful LGBTQ+ stories. Even in a small role, Josiah brought a raw, emotional truth that resonated with audiences. It wasn't just acting, it was representation. 21. Khaled Raman. Khaled Raman might not always be in front of the camera, but make no mistake, he's one of the most powerful gay voices shaping the entertainment industry today. As a writer, producer, and director, Khaled is part of a growing group of black gay creatives who are telling stories that actually reflect real life, raw, hilarious, and deeply human. Based in Brooklyn, Khaled has built a career on mixing comedy with culture. He's worked behind the scenes on top shows like Full Frontal with Samantha Bee and has been featured on Comedy Central, Vice, and NPR. But beyond the jokes and sharp writing, Kalin Allen. Kalin Allen is living proof that being unapologetically yourself can open doors you never imagined. Known for his infectious laugh, sharp wit, and fabulous commentary, Kalin rose from internet personality to respected Hollywood creative, all while staying proudly, openly gay. Originally from Kansas City, Kalin shot to fame in 2018 after uploading hilarious reaction videos reviewing cooking recipes. His quick humor, expressive face, and bold energy caught the attention of none other than Ellen DeGeneres, who brought him to The Ellen Show as a recurring contributor. In just a few months, Kalin went from filming in his bedroom to interviewing celebrities on red carpets. But what truly makes Kalin stand out is how he used his platform. He didn't just entertain, he educated. Whether speaking on LGBTQ+ issues, black identity, or mental health, Kalin brought depth and purpose to his stardom. Every laugh came with a message. Every moment was intentional. As an openly gay black man, Kalin has always been clear. He won't water himself down to fit into anyone's box. From his bold fashion to his fearless voice, he shows young people that being gay isn't just acceptable, it's powerful. Beyond viral fame, Kalin is a writer, actor, and producer. He's appeared in films like An American Pickle alongside Seth Rogen and continues to build a career that blends comedy, culture, and compassion. Off-screen, he's a champion for inclusion, using his influence to amplify voices in the LGBTQ+ and black communities. Kalin Allen didn't just go viral, he stayed vital by standing in his truth. 23. Chris Weaver. Chris Weaver is not just a singer, he's a statement. With a soul-stirring voice and a spirit full of fire, Chris rose to fame as one of the most unforgettable contestants on NBC's The Voice. But it wasn't just his talent that made people stop and listen. It was his truth. Chris stepped onto The Voice stage in 2017 and delivered a powerhouse rendition of Try a Little Tenderness that had all 4 judges turning their chairs. But the real impact came when he shared his story. As an openly gay black man who also performs as a drag queen under the name Nedra Bell. He wasn't just stepping into the spotlight, he was owning it. Throughout the competition, Chris didn't hold back. He sang with heart, pride, and raw emotion, representing so many people who never thought they'd see someone like them on primetime TV. And America loved him for it. But Chris's journey didn't stop when the cameras turned off. He went on to perform all over the country, delivering message-filled performances that blend gospel roots with modern soul and pop. His drag shows uplift and inspire, combining vocals with bold storytelling that celebrates freedom and queerness. Chris has been vocal about his struggles, from growing up in church to facing judgment for being gay. But he turned that pain into purpose. Today, he uses his platform to fight for LGBTQ+ inclusion in both the music industry and the faith community. 24. Jordan E. Cooper. Jordan E. Cooper is not just a rising star. He's a revolution. As one of the youngest openly gay black playwrights in Broadway history, Jordan is using his voice to shake the stage, challenge systems, and speak truth to power, all while still in his 20s. Born and raised in Texas, Jordan was always a storyteller. But he didn't just want to entertain, he wanted to educate and ignite. And that's exactly what he did with his groundbreaking play Ain't No Mo, a bold, unfiltered, and wildly creative satire about what it means to be black in America. The play started off Broadway and eventually landed on Broadway, making Jordan the youngest black American playwright to debut on Broadway, ever. Openly gay and unapologetically himself, Jordan infuses his work with raw honesty and fearless imagination. Ain't No Mo didn't just make audiences laugh or cry, it challenged them. It demanded that people confront racism, identity, queerness, and freedom head-on. But Jordan isn't just behind the script. He also starred in his own show, proving he can command the stage as a writer, actor, and activist. Beyond Broadway, Jordan was also the creator of BET's The Ms. Pat Show, helping bring more honest black and LGBTQ+ stories to television. He's vocal about the need for real representation, not watered down, not sugar-coated, but real. Jordan E. Cooper is the kind of talent that only comes once in a generation. Young, gay, brilliant, and bold, he's not waiting for permission to be great. He's already making history. 25. Curtis Hamilton. Curtis Hamilton spent years in Hollywood playing straight roles, smiling for cameras, and hiding a truth that weighed heavy on his heart. But when he finally stepped into the light, he didn't just change his own life, he inspired thousands. Born in Kentucky and raised in a conservative religious household, Curtis grew up with two big dreams: becoming a professional football player and becoming an actor. He achieved both. First as a college football star, then transitioning into acting, landing roles in hit shows like Insecure, Surviving Compton, and more. But behind the talent and charm was a man quietly carrying a secret. Curtis knew he was gay, but like many black men raised in deeply traditional homes, fear held him back. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of not being accepted. That all changed in 2022, when Curtis bravely came out to the world on BET's The Real Friends of WeHo. In that moment, he didn't just open up, he freed himself. And in doing so, he gave other closeted gay black men a reason to believe they could be free too. Since coming out, Curtis has spoken openly about the years of silence, the internal conflict, and how finally embracing his identity has made him stronger. 26. Galani Alladin. Galani Alladin is not your average Broadway actor. He's a history maker, a barrier breaker, and a proud gay black man who's changing the face of musical theater, one powerful performance at a time. Born in Brooklyn, New York, Galani grew up surrounded by art, soul, and strength. From a young age, he knew he wanted to perform, but not just for applause. He wanted to tell stories that meant something. And in 2018, he made headlines when he originated the role of Kristoff in Disney's Broadway adaptation of Frozen, a role traditionally seen as white, straight, and conventionally masculine. But Galani brought something deeper. He brought truth. As an openly gay black man playing the romantic lead in a Disney production, Galani shattered industry norms. He didn't just sing, he represented. Beyond Broadway, Galani has acted in major TV projects like The Walking Dead, World Beyond, and Law & Order, Organized Crime, proving that his talent stretches far beyond the stage. Offstage, Galani is an outspoken advocate for LGBTQ+ inclusion in the arts, especially for young queer performers of color. He's passionate about telling stories where black gay characters aren't just sidekicks or stereotypes. They're heroes, lovers, and layered human beings. With his strong voice, soulful energy, and unshakable authenticity, Galani Alladin is paving a path for the next generation of gay black performers who deserve to see themselves in every spotlight. 27. Kevin Abstract. Kevin Abstract didn't just come into the music industry, he kicked down the door. As a proud gay black rapper, singer, and visionary, Kevin has built a bold new lane where vulnerability, creativity, and queerness are not only accepted, they're celebrated. Born Clifford Ian Simpson in Corpus Christi, Texas, Kevin grew up in a conservative environment where being gay wasn't always safe. But instead of hiding, Kevin turned to music, using it as a lifeline and a launchpad. He created songs that spoke about isolation, identity, love, and pain, all with a sound that was as raw as it was revolutionary. Kevin co-founded Brockhampton, the genre-blending rap collective that took over the internet and the charts. With hits like Sugar and Bleach, they became known as the boy band of the internet. But behind the music was Kevin's unfiltered honesty, often rapping about his struggles with being gay in a genre that historically shunned it. He didn't play it safe. He made songs where he said it out loud, who he was, who he loved, and what he stood for. And in doing so, he gave voice to thousands of young gay fans who had never seen themselves represented in hip-hop. Beyond the mic, Kevin is a director, writer, and creative force who believes in pushing boundaries, not for shock value, but for freedom. His solo albums like American Boyfriend and Arizona Baby mix emotional depth with sonic brilliance. Kevin Abstract proves that being black, gay, and fearless in your art isn't a weakness. It's your superpower. 28. Aaron Walton. Aaron Walton isn't your typical Hollywood name, but he's one of the most powerful forces behind some of the world's most iconic brands and movements. As an openly gay black entrepreneur, strategist, and advocate, Aaron has built a career based on one core principle: representation matters, not just on the screen, but in the boardroom. Born and raised in the U.S., Aaron didn't grow up seeing many people who looked like him in positions of power. So instead of waiting for a seat at the table, he built one. He co-founded Walton Isaacson, one of the top black-owned marketing firms in the world, often referred to as the planet's most interesting agency, and for good reason. Aaron helped transform how companies like Lexus, McDonald's, and Pepsi engage with Black, LGBTQ+, and multicultural audiences. But he didn't just craft ad campaigns, he challenged the system, demanding that brands not only market to marginalized communities, but also understand and respect them. As a proud gay black man, Aaron has never hidden who he is. In fact, he's used his identity as fuel, proving that queerness is not a limitation, it's a strength. He has worked tirelessly to make sure Black LGBTQ+ stories are valued, funded, and told with truth. 29. Theo Germaine. Theo Germaine is part of a new wave of young gay black talent shaking up Hollywood, not by following the rules, but by writing their own. Known for their breakout role in Netflix's The Politician, Theo quickly proved they weren't just another fresh face. They were a force. Hailing from Illinois, Theo grew up knowing they didn't quite fit into society's boxes. But instead of shrinking, they embraced their truth, boldly and publicly identifying as gay, and choosing to use their platform to challenge everything the entertainment world thinks it knows about gender, identity, and power. Theo's performance in The Politician as James Sullivan won fans over with intelligence, intensity, and authenticity. But what made them stand out wasn't just their acting, it was their honesty. They brought real-life experiences into the role, giving depth to a character that didn't feel like a stereotype, but a real person. Off-screen, Theo has become an outspoken advocate for LGBTQ+ rights and visibility. They speak openly about mental health, queerness, and what it means to live proudly in your identity while breaking into an industry that still struggles with diversity behind the scenes. With a calm confidence and clear artistic vision, Theo is now involved in film, TV, and voice work, bringing layered, thoughtful, and meaningful characters to life. And they're just getting started. For young gay audiences, especially black creatives, Theo Germaine represents something rare. Proof that you don't have to conform to be seen. You just have to be real. In a world that's still catching up, Theo isn't waiting. They're leading, with talent, truth, and undeniable pride. 30. Daryl Stevens. Daryl Stevens is a name that holds weight in the world of black queer storytelling. Before Hollywood was ready for open conversations about gay black identity, Daryl was already living it, and acting it, with boldness, grace, and purpose. Born in California, Daryl started acting in the late 90s, but it was his starring role as Noah Nicholson in the groundbreaking 2005 series Noah's Ark that changed everything. The show centered on a group of gay black men navigating love, friendship, and identity in Los Angeles was historic, the first of its kind on American television. Daryl's portrayal of Noah was heartfelt, romantic, and revolutionary. He showed that gay black men could be main characters, love interests, and leaders, not just sidekicks or stereotypes. For many, Noah was the first time they saw themselves on screen with dignity and depth. Though the entertainment industry wasn't always kind to out-gay black actors, Daryl never stepped back. He continued to act, write, and speak out. His book, Required Reading, and his personal essays have explored race, sexuality, and the cost of being visible in an industry that often prefers silence. More than a performer, Daryl is now a mentor, advocate, and voice for the next generation of gay black talent. He uses his platform to uplift others, shining a light on the continued need for real representation, both in front of and behind the camera. Daryl Stevens didn't just star in a show, he sparked a movement. He showed us that being gay, black, and yourself on screen is not just possible, it's powerful.